Bronny James is expected to make his USC debut this Sunday. The Chargers and the rest of the league are figuring out something. Austin Ekeler is not an elite running back. And can UCLA find its next defensive coordinator in-house? Good morning. I'm James. This is your daily dose of sports and snark for the greatest sports city in the world, Los Angeles. This is the faithful Angelenos morning report. So it is December 8th, 2023. Before we go through the typical intro for these clips, I want to let you know CBS Sports is reporting that Shohei Ohtani making a decision on where he's going to sign as a free agent is imminent. If in fact Ohtani signs with the Dodgers after this clip posts, I will be creating a breaking news account to get you guys caught up to speed. Meanwhile, we've added new subscribers to the Angeleno Familia. Thank you for getting in on the ground floor. It means a lot to me. It really does. And if you like being in the know about LA sports, clickety-clack the like button. Clickety-clack the subscribe button. There's a notification bell. Hit that. It'll let you know when we drop new content. Sharing is caring. Let people know we exist. And by all means, comment. I try to get back to each and every one of you guys. Now, before we go through the news and notes, a look at the scoreboard. LeBron James just went nuts last night. He scores 30 points in 23 minutes. The Lakers advance to the finals of the NBA in-season tournament / cash grab by defeating New Orleans 133-89. They'll be playing the Indiana Pacers in the finals out in Las Vegas on Saturday. Book your flight on Frontier. Who cares, right? Meanwhile, the LA Kings have set an NHL record. They started the season with 11 consecutive road victories. Very impressive. Quentin Byfield scores twice, adds an assist. Kings 4, Montreal 0. And the Clippers are going to be at Utah tonight, by the way, at 5 o'clock. But let's get to the news. Bronny James is expected to make his debut Sunday. This is according to Coach Andy Enfield of USC basketball. James suffered cardiac arrest over the summer. It was determined that the reason for the cardiac arrest was due to a congenital heart defect, which was allegedly fixed. Who am I to say it was? I wasn't in the operating room. But what happens from here on out? Well, first of all, James is clearly going to be on a minutes restriction. You can't expect him to go out and be with the starters, right? He's probably going to wind up being a super sub, a role player because of these restrictions, possibly for the rest of the year. As a result of that, you could honestly say that his draft stock has taken a hit. Before this cardiac event happened, obviously there was a big hope, not just for Bronny James, but for his father, LeBron, that Bronny would be one and done. I don't think that's a fair assumption anymore. Mock drafts prior to the cardiac event had Bronny James being late lottery, early to mid first round. And the reason was obvious. One, Bronny James does have talent. Let's not get it twisted. He does have talent. But you would also figure that the draft stock might be boosted a few spots because LeBron James wants to finish his career playing alongside his son. Well, now I'm looking at mock drafts. I don't even see Bronny James on the mock drafts for some people. So, yeah, he might wind up having to play more than 1 year over with the Trojans. It would make sense to me. Austin Ekeler is a guy who has always wanted to be paid like he's an elite back. And it appears he is going to wind up losing snaps with the Chargers now. This is according to Coach Brandon Staley. Joshua Kelly, Isaiah Spiller are now in the running. Quote, competition for carries is going to be something that you can see happening, according to Brandon Staley. We're going to go keep exploring, making adjustments, unquote. He still claimed that Ekeler is a good back. Yeah. Okay, he deserves an NFL uniform. But I'm sorry, there are very few players in the NFL that have been overrated more than Austin Ekeler. I've been saying this now for a year and a half. The Chargers offense has been very simple. It's been pass, pass, pass until you get to the 2-yard line. When you're at the 2-yard line, then you give it to Ekeler. Ekeler takes the ball the 2 yards into the end zone and starts playing air guitar. That does not make you Emmitt Smith. Okay? It doesn't make you Barry Sanders or Eric Dickerson or Walter Payton. But the guy has always wanted to be paid like an elite back. He even held conference calls with actual elite backs to try to figure out how to get everybody, including himself, paid more. The dude has never rushed for more than 1,000 yards in any season of his career. He has just 446 rushing yards this year. And now he's losing carries. I'm not saying I'm right about everything. I'm clearly not. But I called that one on Austin Ekeler. You can be damn sure about that. Now, I mentioned I don't know everything. Viewers, the reason why I like answering you guys, I don't just sit there and go, oh, whatever, comment, I don't care. The reason is you guys come up with some great points, even if you disagree. There's a guy who wrote in yesterday and asked if Ken Norton Jr. is an option for UCLA's defensive coordinator job now that DeAnton Lynn has gone over to USC. Now look, the short answer is obviously yes. He's got a pedigree having played for the Bruins, long NFL career, worked as a defensive coordinator in the NFL for 7 years, and unlike Chip Kelly, Ken Norton actually likes to recruit. He has no problem shaking hands and meeting people and trying to tell them all about how great UCLA was for him. Now, as a defensive coordinator in the NFL, he turned Khalil Mack into a defensive player of the year. So all of that sounds great, right? But let's kick the tires on that a little bit. Ken Norton as a defensive coordinator. In the 7 years that he was a DC in the NFL, the best that any of his defenses were ranked was 16th. Mid, right down the middle. That was the best that he ever could get. Every other year, his defenses were in the 20s, even as low as 28th. There was 1 year when he was coaching the Seattle defense where the Seahawks were 30th in terms of rushing yardage against. And oh, by the way, if Ken Norton Jr. really is the answer for the Bruins, why did Chip Kelly hire DeAnton Lynn in the first place? Ken Norton was already on staff last year. You could have figured Norton might have been promoted, but he wasn't. Kelly went outside the family to go find the defensive coordinator. So look, what I'm telling you is this. If you're looking for a quick fix, if you're just sitting there going, well, we don't want to throw a lot of money around, and we just want to try and keep some sort of in-house stability, then yeah, maybe you do look at Ken Norton Jr. But I'm going to tell you this, I am skeptical due to his performance both with the Raiders and the Seahawks that he's a legitimate long-term answer for UCLA. I'm just skeptical. Giorgio Chiellini, I should say, of LAFC said that MLS Cup might be his last professional soccer game. The Juventus legend said, quote, the club is open with me and has given me the total freedom to decide. I'm still in doubt, unquote. And can you really blame him? Can you? He's 39. The guy's 39 years old, and thanks to these stupid MLS schedule making, where you don't just have MLS schedules, you don't have an elongated playoff structure, you not only have CONCACAF stuff, you had that stupid Leagues Cup thing put in. LAFC had a 39-year-old man play 44 soccer matches this year. 44 freaking soccer matches. It wouldn't surprise me at all if Giorgio Chiellini is looking around at some of the other elder guys in MLS. Like say he looks over at Chicharito with the Galaxy, right? Chicharito goes, knees explode on him, and Chiellini's looking at his own knees, and all he can hear is tick, 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 boom. So yeah, Maybe the guy wants to walk off the pitch instead of being wheelchaired out of the stadium. The man's 39. This will be his 45th match of the year. Let the guy have a martini and sink his toes in the sand, for Pete's sakes. Andrew Friedman said that prospect Michael Bush does not belong in AAA. And by the way, I've been to Oklahoma City. Nobody belongs out in AAA Oklahoma City. So Andrew Friedman is right about that Dodger prospect. But it goes like this. If Bush is one of the best hitters in the minor leagues, he's also 26. He's 26. So it begs the question, if Friedman is right, and we have no reason to suspect he's not, doesn't that kind of suggest that Bush is arguably the first prospect to go in a major trade? Major league ready, just can't crack that Dodger lineup. The Dodgers have also asked Joe Kelly, we were talking about Shohei Ohtani. They asked Joe Kelly to surrender number 17 as a uniform number. This is according to USA Today. Now, the thing is this, Ohtani may wind up signing with the Dodgers, but he doesn't necessarily have to wear 17. Ohtani wore 11 when he played in the Japanese League. Do you remember the World Baseball Classic? Yeah, Ohtani didn't wear 17 then either. He wore 16. So maybe Kelly has to give up his number. Maybe he doesn't, if there is in fact a signing. Also with the Dodgers, Walker Buehler might not be ready for opening day. This is according to the LA Times. And by the way, even when he does pitch for the Dodgers, he's going to be on an innings limit, which by the way makes sense. The guy's had 2 Tommy John surgeries, right? You can't sit there and expect the guy to just blast out of the gate and throw 200, wouldn't you say? But I also have to tell you, it makes something else patently obvious, and that's the Dodgers are going to have to piece together a lot more stability behind Walker Buehler in their pitching staff. Walker Buehler may pitch like an ace, but he's not going to be putting up ace-like innings. You know, the Clippers beat Denver a couple of nights ago. And I'll be honest with you, I did not see the game. I was working. But something that was brought up was that James Harden and Russell Westbrook were not on the court at the same time during the game. Not once. And according to Coach Tyronn Lue, that's, quote, part of the plan, unquote. So Westbrook, as a result, because if you think about it, what we've been reading about, what we've been talking about, is Westbrook and Harden are more or less the same type of player. They need the ball. They need to facilitate. They facilitate in different ways. Westbrook does it with speed and creativity. Harden is just like dribble, 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 and wait for something to happen. But either way, the ball stops with James Harden. So if James Harden is on the court and Russell Westbrook is not, Russell Westbrook minutes drop like a rock. The guy only played 16 minutes in that game against Denver. So, I don't know. I know Russell Westbrook has always been a divisive player. But come on, man. 16 minutes, really? Really? It's apparently going to rain like hell in Baltimore on Sunday when the Rams come to town, in case you were wondering. So that's going to be impactful. Something else that the Scribes are going to make a big deal of over that game is that it's going to be Odell Beckham Jr. playing against the team that got him a Super Bowl ring a couple of years ago. So the Scribes went up to Beckham and they went to the perfunctory, so what's it like to play your old team card, right? But I got to be frank, Beckham was a peach. Didn't say a single cross word about the Rams, the coaches, the players. He said he still has a special bond with Cooper Kupp and Matthew Stafford, that they're texting all the time, talking a little trash just for kicks. Honestly, I didn't finish the story because it got super gooey and it started to turn my stomach a little bit. So yeah, I kind of passed on it. Angel City FC has signed a girl named Giselle Thompson. According to the Times, she is the sister of current Angel City player Alyssa. And by the way, Giselle's barely 18. Now, I'm not saying she can't be a professional athlete. Of course she can. I'm just giving you this warning, guys. She barely turned 18. When you see the photo of what she looks like in her kit, try not to get too creepy. She literally just turned 18. Simmer down. Pour some cold water over yourselves. Not that big a deal. Look for somebody a little beyond the teenage years. What do you say? But you let me know what you think in the comments thread. Talk to me about Bronny James and where you think his draft status is if he's just a role player. Talk to me about what Austin Ekeler can do to revive his career, or if he can. And if you enjoyed the content, don't forget to subscribe to Faithful Angelenos. We're talking LA sports every single day here. Thank you for watching. I'm James. We'll be back tomorrow, maybe even later today. Faithful Angelenos is a Ken Norton Jr. production. Take care.